The next issue is redundant publication, and it is considered to be a serious case of academic misconduct. The authors should be aware that what constitutes redundant publication. As the term indicates, redundancy in academic writing is repetition without adding any meaningful new contribution. If I take the study of Roig 2006, the redundancy or publication overlap may be committed in the form of data aggregation or augmentation, data disaggregation, data segmentation, reanalysis of the same data, and providing same data with different conclusions. So this is a proper categorization of what can be categorized as redundant publication. Okay, so now what is data aggregation or augmentation? It refers to the use of additional new data in the already published data set. For instance, say if the sample size was 450 respondents earlier, what a researcher did was to add 50 new data to the original 450 and making it 500. Now what happens in this case is the parameters of the new aggregated data, for example the mean, the standard deviation, the graphs reported, will change. The wrong here is that the audience is made to believe that this entire data set is independently derived, where this was not the case. The second issue is of data redundancy is data disaggregation. Now this refers to the practice of removing some of the data points from the already published article. So for example, it was 450 earlier. The researcher wanted to remove some of the say outliers, some extreme values, or formulated a new criterion in which only some data points were removed. Now this data set will have again different parameters, again different mean, standard deviation graphs, and will be portrayed as something which has not been published earlier. So the reader would not know whether this data has been previously used for publication or not. So again, this is the kind of data fraud which happens, which should not be done at all. And if it is done, then generally it should not be done. This is a clear-cut case of redundant publication. However, if the author wants to make a comparison by adding some new data or deleting some new data, then that has to be clearly mentioned in the research article itself, that this is the practice which one is following. The third one is data segmentation, or you can also say salami slicing or least publishable unit. Okay, so salami slicing or data segmentation again refers to segmenting the data for publication purpose from a larger study. For example, it's a dissertation or a thesis or a large project where a lot of data has been generated. Now this can be broadly categorized also under the head self-plagiarism or text recycling. One should note here that the technical aspect of data segmentation, the technique of segmenting the data from a larger data set or a longitudinal data, is not considered a wrong in entirety in itself. Actually, it is often considered to be meaningful to do that also. However, there are some rules for doing it. The author should be transparent about the data or information overlap, and this should be made known to everyone. The author should fully disclose the overall purpose of the study and why it is necessary to segment the data, and that data which has been generated for a larger study, that needs to be clearly outlined. The reader should be made aware that the salami slice or the segmented data have not been independently derived, but are in fact the slices of a larger study. All right. Now this has to be clearly mentioned in the article. This has to be clearly mailed or communicated to the editor of the journal, and the editor of the journal will subsequently let this know to the reviewers, and if any kind of problem comes, then will be taken up subsequently. All right. The next is data reanalysis. Okay, now this data reanalysis again is the use of the same data to produce different results by using a different methodology or a new technique. Okay, so a new technique has come up, and the data has been then produced from that new technique. A new aspect has been brought about from the previously collected data. Nothing new has been generated, but a new method is being used now. So the precaution that the authors should take here is to be fully transparent about the same to the editor of the journal where the work is being submitted, that this data has already been published before. Some studies have already been taken from this data, but now I am using a different method to bring out things which have not been published earlier, and it is meaningful, it's new, and will add value to the publication. So that should be there. Also, in cases where it is ethical on the part of the author to disclose this fact to the readers, also through a declaration that the data has been previously analyzed. So a declaration or an after the acknowledgement, you can give a declaration that this data has already been used. It's not a new data at all, but has been used in a different way. So in that sense, the contract between the implicit contract between the reader and the audience and the writer, the author, is not broken here. So it will be all right in such cases.